What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the next Assassin's Creed game. So, yep, it's that time of the year, guys. You know, I had promised, or I had predicted, rather, that we were going to have a couple weeks of silence in the gaming industry, and then we would probably be hit very, very fast and very, very furiously. And yes, I am referencing the movie, this week that we'd be starting to get stuff. Which, by the way, yesterday we did get a brand new screenshot of F9, which don't even ask me about, because I could talk about one picture for an hour. But we also had Ubisoft stuff. So it came from a French YouTuber. I'm going to read the PlayStation Universe article. There's a couple things in here. Like, I don't doubt some of them. Maybe I even don't doubt all of it. But what I will say is it is a little scary, I would say. It's a little like, I don't know, I don't have the greatest confidence in some of the stuff. Not like in terms of like how right he is, but in terms of what he's saying, I would be a little scared. But let's go through this. Ubisoft will release the next AC game in 2022, with this year dedicated to supporting AC Valhalla. The new game will reportedly be developed by Ubisoft Sofia with support from other studios within the company. That's at least according to a French YouTuber who revealed that 2021 will be spent on delivering various post-launch content for AC Valhalla. As for Ubisoft Sofia, and hopefully I'm saying that right, I don't really know anywhere else to say it, the studio has cut its teeth on the likes of Assassin's Creed Origins, The Curse of the Pharaohs DLC, and worked on Assassin's Creed Rogue back in 2014. Oddly enough, the YouTuber claims that the game will launch in Q1 2022, which isn't the usual release window for AC games, as they typically arrive in the fall. At the same time, take this with a grain of salt, obviously, okay? So a few things there. Number one, it's not, I would say, like saying you're an insider and leading with that this is going to be a year of post-launch content for AC Valhalla. I'm not saying that he's wrong. I'm not saying that he doesn't know what he's talking about, okay? But what I am saying is we all know that, right? I'm pretty sure we're all on the same page that they've talked about it, right? There's the season pass. There's going to be 2 massive DLCs coming out throughout this year. I think one is coming out in the spring. So the next one would probably not even come out until like the summer or the fall. So that makes sense. I mean, they're going to take up, I would say, and those are the big stuff. You imagine there's going to be smaller stuff sprinkled in this game throughout the year, okay? So it's not hard to imagine this year is filled with Valhalla. So that team is busy. That team is working on it. Then you have 2020. But I guess, man, I mean, well, just thinking about it, see, sometimes I forget what year we're in. So Q1 2022, just so you guys know, that's like January through March, okay? Q1's very early, and they're right. The PlayStation Universe is right. They don't launch there. They launch in the fall. In fact, Assassin's Creed / Watch Dogs, right? Remember, they tried to kind of stagger them, is always their fall release. Always. So for it to come out in a year, what he's basically saying is the next AC game, so this year is going to be DLC, and then next year is going to be a brand new AC game. I guess that's possible. It's more possible considering what he said, picking a team that hasn't really. So if they made, now here's the deal. I got to be honest with you guys. I never played Rogue. Okay, I feel like the opinion on that game is kind of like I don't know if it's the most hated Assassin's Creed game. I don't think it is, but I don't think it's the most loved. It's kind of just like there. Wasn't that the in-between one where that game was only for last-gen consoles at the time back in 2014? So that wasn't that one only for like PS3 and Xbox 360, whereas then they made a new one for PS4 and Xbox One? I feel I'm not going to do research because I'm trying to just go off the top of my head to prove that I know what I'm talking about. Maybe I'm failing at it, but I don't think this game was received like perfectly. So it's an interesting choice. But again, you have to look at what they've done since then, right? They've done some AC Origin stuff, okay? So it's not like they've never worked on Assassin's Creed before. It's not like they've never worked on, I would say, quote-unquote, new Assassin's, because Origins on is different than Rogue and before. You know what I mean? So we'll have to see how it goes. Again, like picking that now again, he could just be lying. He could, and if the game doesn't come out, by the way, in Q1 of next year, he is lying. But if he's telling the truth, well, then he picked a very interesting, or they picked a very interesting studio to lead the team here. So, and like they said, you know, have other teams supporting. Assassin's Creed games, let me tell you, Assassin's Creed games are made by thousands. I think like 2,000 to 3,000 people make Assassin's Creed games. It's multiple Ubisoft studios. It's also outsourcing. Okay, there's a lot of that goes on just in the gaming industry in general, but also very you could see it in Assassin's Creed. Okay, so I mean, look, I like Assassin's Creed. The last couple, I've been benched by the coach meaning my wife, where she plays the game she played Assassin's Creed Odyssey for I think 50 hours. She's up to like 65 hours right now in Valhalla. I'm sure she'll play it more, maybe get to that 75, 80 hour mark. So I haven't had a chance to play the last 2 games. I've loved watching them. They're very, very fun to just view. Okay, they're easy kind of games to watch. So I don't have the most to add to Assassin's Creed as I did back with Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood and Revelation, when I actually played the games. But I can't add as much now as I could back then. But no, I mean, I'll take Assassin's Creed games all day long. I really will. I think they're on a pretty solid track. I'm not the biggest fan at certain things that they've gotten away from. I think other people agree there, and at the same time, they've made a lot of strides in different areas. Okay, it's just a little, I don't know, like, I mean, again, like, it comes out in a year from now, but if the team has had 4 or 5 years to make the game, which Origins was quite a while ago, and if they made the DLC, and if they were working on Assassin's Creed game after that, I mean, they could have been working on this game for 5, 6, by the time it comes out, they could have been working on it for closer to 6 or 7 years. So it makes sense, like, if they strategically did this, kind of like how Activision does Call of Duty, where they go back and forth. If Ubisoft actually takes that a step further and says, okay, there's actually 3 or 4 different main teams that work on Assassin's Creed, and then we kind of just give them support, they could have games coming out now again, you got to balance it. You don't have these games come out every single year. Hopefully they've learned their lesson. Hopefully we've learned our lesson, right? Don't demand AC games every year, otherwise it's going to become very, very bad. You know what I mean? So hopefully it comes out well, and if it does come out just a year from now, honestly, I feel like we'd see it this year. We'd see it like around E3 time, if there is an E3, or if there's a replacement E3, right? I feel like they would show it. So we'll have to see how it all goes. But let me know, guys, in the comments below. What do you think? Do you believe this? Do you think that there is going to be a new AC game coming out in 2022? Let me know. Where do you think it should be set? All that kind of stuff. Make sure, as always, you guys are subscribed to this channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. And I do a brand new video every single day on this channel. And so I hope to see you guys for tomorrow's video.